Cheers.
Cheers.
Got it with my background. I got to make sure I get that coffee mug in there. Is it true their first number one hit, A Horse with No Name, was banned by several radio stations? The answer is yes, including WHB in Kansas City. That was the same track, by the way, that knocked Neil Young's Heart of Gold right out of the number one spot. Hey, I'm Phil Yale. This other dude, you know him. He's Trip Rogers. This is Trippin Up. Trip is a veteran radio personality, and I'm going to try to trip him up and you at home with an A-side challenge, which is to name, in addition to A Horse with No Name, 5 more of America's top 40 hits. Trip, what do you got?
Okay. Their first number one song was Sister Golden Hair from 1974. Also Tin Man, which is a great song. And yes, it was based on The Wizard of Oz. So that's 2. Today is the Day, which I think got to number 10 in 1976, which I always have loved that song. You Can Do Magic was a comeback for them. Now, this was after Dan Peek had left the group, and they were a twosome, Dewey Bunnell, and of course, I'm going to forget one of the names, but yeah, You Can Do Magic was a hit in 1982.
There was one that came up in actually a previous episode that we did. Remember the summer song episode?
Oh, Ventura Highway.
Ventura Highway. Yep.
Duh.
So you've already got the 6. You want to take a guess at some of the others before I start dropping off some clues here?
Don't Cross the River. I don't think that was a hit though.
Oh, very good. It got inside the top 40. Yes, 1973. Okay. Very good.
I'm trying to think of, because one of the albums, again, I didn't buy a lot of albums when I was a kid, but I would get greatest hits albums. So I know I have America's Greatest Hits album. And oh boy, I Need You.
Yes, it peaked at number 9 in 1972. I actually thought that Nilsson wrote that song. I was surprised. Actually, it was written by Gary Beckley. He was only 16, by the way. Only 16 when he wrote that song. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. There was let's see, You Can Do Magic, and then there was another song they had, I think in 82 or 83.
There is one from 83. It was her final top 40 hit.
Yeah, I know I'm going to kick myself when you tell me it, because I'm going to be like,
it's something that separates Georgia from South Carolina or Mexico in the U.S.
You got me. You got me.
It was often at one point, I think, included in a taco. I'm doing this off the top of my head. It was part of a Taco Bell ad. Didn't they have something with the border, Trip? Taco Bell?
Yeah, but
the name of the song is The Border.
Oh, The Border. I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that one.
There's 2 more from the 70s, mid-70s. George Martin involved.
Okay. I Need You. Tour Highway. Horse with No Name.
George Martin was involved with the Beatles, and the Beatles had a song about some group of individuals that were, by themselves.
Lonely People.
Lonely People. Peaked at number 5 in 1975 by America. Very good. Only one more left. Back in the 70s, girls oftentimes wore very, very short blue jean shorts. They were also called something. Give?
I give.
I was trying a different approach. It's a 2-word title. There was Tarzan and...
Oh, Daisy Jane.
Daisy Dukes is what I was looking for.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. Yeah. Daisy Jane.
All right, so here are the top 40 hits from the group America. A Horse with No Name. By the way, that wasn't included originally in their debut album, which was surprising. A Horse with No Name, Sister Golden Hair, Tin Man, Lonely People, Ventura Highway, You Can Do Magic, I Need You. And by the way, if you like what we're doing with these videos, not only drop a comment, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Daisy Jane, Today's the Day, The Border, and Don't Cross the River. That is our entire list of the top 40 songs by the group America. A little bit later, Trip's going to give us some insight about what he does about songs as a DJ that he hates, but his listeners love. And then after that, he's going to include his 3 favorite America songs in the Trippin' Up Triple play. But first, let's go from the A side to the B side. B side, we're here in the Flip Side Cafe, so we tip that A side over to the B side. There's some great discoveries there. I found one for this episode. There is a B side that is doing better on Spotify streams than some of its contemporary top 40 songs. Trip, you want to take a wild guess what that B-side song is that is
No
doing
idea.
better?
No idea.
It was the B-side to their 45, A Horse with No Name. It is really familiar because I got a lot of FM play. I remember it very well because of that. The name of the song, Sandman. Sand
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
and it's out streaming some of its contemporaries, including The Border and Don't Cross the River. That's our B-side segment. Let's get into our inside segment. This is where we get inside the mind of Trip Rogers. A little scary, I know. Don't
I
get
know.
nervous, people. This is good. It'll be clean. It'll be clean. He hosts the afternoon show on WRHQ.com. I'm just curious, how does he handle the songs he hates, but he knows that listeners love better?
Well, listen, part of being in radio and part of being successful in radio is you have to kind of separate yourself. You had to deal with it. And basically you kind of just block it out. There are some songs that I won't play. One of the songs that I really have trouble playing is the song "Butterfly Kisses," and I can't think of the guy's name, Bob Carlyle. And the reason is because that came out when my daughter was born, and I was at a radio station. We were playing that song. Every time I play it, I start crying. So I just said, "I just please, I don't play that song." The other song, and now again, as a radio programmer, you have to kind of just ignore that. "Daddy, Don't You Walk Too Fast" by Wayne Newton.
Yeah.
I mean, that song kills me, just kills me. But I have done music yearbook shows that cover that song. You suck it up and you deal with it. My radio station, Q105.3, we have a policy we're safe to listen to. I am very particular about songs I add, and I go and I look at the lyrics on the songs. And and a lot of artists use obscenities in their songs, and they will slip them in. So I had listened to the songs, and if I hear a nasty word, obscenity, I'm not going to play that song. It may go to number one. I'm not going to play it. As Jerry Rogers, who I learned from, said, you can't get hurt by what you don't play. And if we don't play that, you can't get hurt by it.
Under the Confider segment, I share things I learn. I learn something new with every episode we do, either the conversation or the preparation. I learned that A Horse of No Name was not originally on the debut album. If you happen to have a copy of the original album, which is America, the 3 dudes and their Indian counterparts, Native American counterparts on the cover, with no Horse with No Name, that's quite a collector's item. Number 2, I didn't know that George Martin was not their original producer. Number 3, I didn't know anything about Sandman being a B-side. I always thought it was an A-side and was released as a single. It was never released as a single. I always thought that Nilsson wrote the song I Need You. It did not happen. Of course, I just learned an awful lot as it relates to all of the decisions that go into what songs could be or should be or won't be played on the various outlets. Wow, did I learn a lot. Trip, anything else that you wanted to share?
Well, you mentioned George Martin, and I'd forgotten to mention this at some point, but George Martin was their producer for America, and that was one of the reasons why they had so many hits. George Martin, had worked his magic, and George Martin, of course, and was the I think a lot of minds was the fifth Beatle, and that's the truth. He was, and I think George Martin, when he passed away a few years ago, he got the recognition he deserved. and his son is doing great work with restoration of a lot of the old Beatles stuff now.
Well, it's time to get into our favorite America songs for this episode. Viewers, let us know what your favorite America songs are. Please drop them in the comments. Trip for the Trippin' Up Triple play. What are your 3 favorite American songs?
Today is the day I always have loved. I love that song. It was one of my favorites. Again, it was 1976. Sister Golden Hair was the first America single that I bought, which I happen to love. And I will go You Can Do Magic because I always liked that one. And that was their big comeback in 1982. Got them on the pop charts and also was a big adult contemporary song.
I have a two-way tie between Don't Cross the River and the song Sandman. You can listen to Trip weekday afternoons on Q105.3 in Savannah, Georgia. That's also WRHQ.com. WTRSradio.com is his internet radio station. You can find that on the TuneIn Radio app. He has a weekly show called The Music Yearbook. You can find it on Facebook and Vinyl 91.9 WBNJ in Barnet, New Jersey, and W107.5 WRUU. That's in Savannah, Georgia. Hey, thanks for joining us. Keep the music memory spinning by watching one of these videos right here. Until the next time, keep the coffee brewing and the conversation flowing.